veterans of the VRV, and I've got Brandon Waller here with me, and he's out of Dallas, Fort Worth area, and he's also the chapter president of the Veterans Referring Veterans chapter down there. So thank you for that. And I've had many conversations with Brandon. Absolutely love you to death, brother. I can't wait to meet you. And so he's great, and he's obviously representing the VRV shirt down there. So it's great. He's seeing what we're doing. But obviously we're here to kind of learn about you and what you're doing. I know you do real estate. So how'd you get into real estate? Sounds
well,
all interviewing like, huh?
I got into real estate, just over a year ago. Was taking some classes and met somebody who was in real estate, and I'd been out of the military for, 7-8 months, and still trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And it appealed to me. The more I learned what they were doing, the more interested I got, and then went and studied, got my license. And here in Texas, it's great because as a veteran, anyone who's in Texas that's interested in getting the real estate license, there's a school out of Austin that you provide them with your DD-214, and they will let you take the classes, which are, I think, about $1,200 worth of product. They'll give it to you for free. So I was able to do that, went and took my test, got my license, and then joined up with Keller Williams, and this is what I've been doing for just over a year.
Dude, that's way cool, because I know a lot of guys that are in real estate that get out of the military, and some people use voc rehab, others pay out of pocket. It's not cheap, so that's really cool. I had no idea they had that down there.
Yeah, so it's there's a lot of incentives for veterans here in Texas, which is another great thing about where we're at. And interestingly, I have a former soldier of mine down near the Houston area who I ran across him on Facebook the other day, selling real estate. So, I mean, small world,
Yeah.
Small world.
Oh, dude, seriously, the military world is so small. It's crazy. You're always running into somebody. I'm sure if we picked at each other's brains for a while, I'm sure there's somewhere where we've crossed, or some of our friends have crossed somewhere along the lines. It's nuts.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
So it's great. And what branch of service were you again?
I was in the Army.
Army, yeah. Right on. And so, are you originally from Dallas, or
I'm originally from Texas. I'm about 80 miles east, a small town called Tyler. When I left in 1994 is probably 250. So I don't know what it is now. But yeah, wow. It definitely wasn't 8 million, a city of 8 million.
I know, you got a ton. Yeah, you got a ton down there. And so, and that's one thing with the whole VRV, because we've got, like I kind of mentioned a little bit, we've got our Facebook group going on with Dallas, and Brandon's heading that up down there. So if anybody's listening or watching this video, jump on that Facebook group, and he's going to be doing, hopefully at the Patriotic Pig. Can we mention that? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
all right.
The owners agreed to let us come in. He was a catering business. He's a former, I think it's Marine. He's definitely a vet, but I think it's Marine. They have a barbecue joint down here called the Patriotic Pig, and they do a lot of work here in the community. They do catering primarily, but he's been so successful at what he's doing that now they're opening up a storefront, and they're planning on having their grand opening around May, I believe. So I reached out to him because he does a lot of work with Shannon Brewery, which is a local brewery in Keller, just north of where I am. Great beer. So they do a lot of stuff. They host a lot of events, a lot of 5Ks. They do a lot of stuff with veterans. This coming weekend, they're doing something for helping heroes. So they're really involved in the local community. And I went over there because I have a past client that works there, and dropped off some goodies for him. And I mentioned that we were going to do this with Mark, the owner of Patriotic Pig, and man, they were all about it. They were like, hey, we want to come. We want to come set up a tent. We want to bring our beer. So this thing's going to be, I think, bigger than any of us really anticipate. And it's a couple months off, but it's going to be big. When we come out the door, we're going to come out the door running.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I think having it at a barbecue place is absolutely perfect for Texas.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think it'll have a huge pull, and with the veteran community that's down there, because obviously Texas is extremely pro-veteran.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna have a good turnout down there. And so I'm super excited. It gives me an excuse to come down there and have some of their food, because we just looked them up on Instagram and just started following them. Man, they're roasting pigs and just going to town. They had
Yeah.
smokers like just lined up. So, man, good job. Because I'm
Yeah, I'm
excited.
excited. I hope to meet. I hope to meet him and taste some of his barbecue here soon. But man, I mean, from what I've seen of him, without having been engaged with him personally yet, I mean, the guy's top notch. So I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what comes in May.
Oh yeah, and there's certain barbecue joints where they put up pictures and you're like, it's all right. But those pictures they were putting up, man, my mouth was watering.
Yeah.
It looked amazing. So I'm excited because I want to come down there and meet you face to face and meet all these other veterans down there. And so when we do have this down at the Patriotic Pig, obviously we want to have as many veteran business owners as possible down there, but it
Right.
is open to everybody, so the consumers can come down and meet you, meet Patriotic Pig, and meet some other people that they have just no idea about, and where these guys can kind of get showcased in a different way, and
Yeah.
you're not you're meeting them out in a different area rather than somebody who's just behind a counter and you may have not known that they're a vet. So a lot
Right.
of guys, like
Yeah.
I call them closet veterans, the ones that aren't wearing the in your face gear. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Well, I'm excited too about letting, like you said, anyone can come
Right.
and participate in this event, because what's important for me is to let people know that, hey, yeah, we're veterans and our primary purpose is to refer other veteran business owners, but it's not for our sole benefit; it's for the benefit of the public,
Right.
because they have, we want to provide the value and showcase what we can do for them. I mean, that's the
Right.
whole purpose of veterans referring veterans down here. So to put
Yeah.
ourselves out in front of the general public and let them
Yeah.
choose the services that they want from us.
Yeah, exactly. And I love it too because I think for a while there we were kind of getting a big stigma with the whole veteran community, with certain things, and through this is really showing, even people that may have, had a stumble when they got out or whatever, gotten in trouble. But these guys, these entrepreneurs that I've been meeting through the VRV, people like you, the nonprofits, even like Warriors First, they deal with vets that have been incarcerated. But these guys, they've like you gone through stuff, you've had your hands dirty, and you're making a name for yourself and killing it. And so really, I think it's a good environment for people that are looking for maybe careers or looking for advice that can come down and talk to these guys that,
Yeah.
I mean, perfect Patriotic Pig. I mean, if he was to be running a food truck, you said it was a food truck, right? Or mobile service?
Yeah, I think he has a food truck that he takes around to different
Yeah.
venues, but then they do catering.
Yeah.
And I know they were at a bridal show this past week, showcasing what they do. And
Yeah.
now they've been so successful, and the guy's so determined that now
Yeah.
they're opening a storefront. Now, I highly doubt that it's just going to be one storefront. Because,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
say if you
That's
can
sweet.
make
Yeah.
it in the restaurant industry here in Dallas, you can make it anywhere. And
Oh,
to make it in Dallas is no easy task. So
right.
I'm confident that those guys are going to be supremely
That's
successful.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love hearing the stories like that. So I can't wait. Hopefully we can get them on the VRV as well. I'd love to talk to them too. But I love hearing these stories of these
Yeah.
guys. We've got so many different people within there that we're meeting and connecting with. Like you're hooking up with Caltex Designs now, who should be moving down there here soon. But
Yeah.
it's kind of good because he's a woodworker and he can play in with you with doing some of the closing gifts and
Yeah.
whatever. So it's
Yeah,
cool.
and
Who
his
knows?
stuff, looking at his stuff, and I've talked to him. Uh, at first, I had no idea it was wood. I mean, that stuff looks so amazing. I was thinking it was metal. Just the
Yeah,
colors are so
this
vibrant. I was like,
epoxy. Yeah.
goodness, man. But yeah, the
Oh,
stuff that he puts out, it's mind blowing. So
yeah.
absolutely, I'm going to be using him when he gets down here to give to my clients as closing gifts, because that stuff you can't buy it in stores. You
No,
know,
no, no, no.
and then you
And
can
then
get it personalized. It's just you can't beat that stuff.
yeah, and it's cool because if you guys look him up too, he makes these like I guess his main item or whatever, what he's kind of known for. And Adrian, if it's not, then correct me. But he makes these coasters,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
puts the epoxy in them. But then on the bottom side of the coasters, he's got a bottle opener in it, and they're amazing. I just absolutely love them. So I myself got to get some custom ones off of them too. So they're cool. So yeah, I can't wait to see you guys link up and start doing stuff too. But yeah, it's cool. So I with this, once we start up and get going, I can't wait to see what other VRV, well, veteran businesses are in the Dallas area, because it's funny, your Facebook group's starting to light up here relatively quick. But it's funny when people first kind of hear about us, they're kind of like, okay, this sounds okay, and is it really what they're saying it is? And that's one of the reasons why I want to do these videos, so you can see us, and obviously with Brandon representing us down in Dallas, so people can get a real personal feel for you, and you're not this, person behind a desk just collecting checks or whatever. Right.
Well, I think it would go a long way for you to tell everyone how you and I actually met, how that went down. It went down because it went down quick.
I lost a bet, so. So, oh my goodness. Well, it was because you came on board like ridiculously fast. You were one of the first ones that I was like, I think I didn't really have to explain too much to you, because you were just like, oh my gosh, this is what you're doing. Everything you were telling me was right on point with what we were doing. So it was kind of nice. I didn't have any explaining to do to you. I mean, I did to a sense, but I think you really had the vibe of whatever we were putting out there, of what we were doing, so people like you can use the VRV to get your name out there and grow a community where you are. So now let me think. Now, how did we originally meet?
So it was through a direct message on Instagram.
Okay.
It was like 2 or 3 hits, and then next thing it was like, hey man, let me just call.
Yeah.
And that phone call, it was probably about an hour and a half.
Oh that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My wife, we talked to, like, it was about 11 o'clock my time. And my wife was like, who is that? And I honestly thought we were talking for like 15 minutes, man. We were just blah, 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 blah. So it's great. And I love that, because it's just, I obviously have a lot of energy towards this, a lot of drive. I've got a lot of passion. And so talking to you about it, and when you're getting it, I absolutely love it. So if I come down there to Dallas, man, we're gonna have to be separated a bit, because I think we won't shut up. We got to talk to other people.
Well, and one thing that appeals to me specifically, trying to recapture the bond that we all share, no matter what service we're in. It's that bond that is common among all of us. I mean, it's so hard to find out here. So that's very appealing to me. But then also for my business, we have a vendor list, a preferred vendor list. And man, I tell you, it'd be such a point of pride for me to stack that thing to hand to my clients and know that the majority of the folks that I'm passing off to them are veterans. I mean, that's very appealing to me.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And I like because you've got some, I guess, movie productions. I don't know how to categorize it, but you've got some films coming out. So why don't you share with them what you got going with that?
You're familiar with Black Rifle Coffee.
Right.
And I love what those guys are doing. They're just phenomenal. They're great marketeers, and they've really put a lot of time and energy into doing their Who We Are videos that showcases every single person that works up there. So that spoke to me, because out here, in the world, we're all so used to being sold, and you drive to the drive-through and you're being hit, would you like to upgrade this or get a full meal? And man, no, your first reaction is no, even though it might be what you wanted, but it's just the sales constantly. So what I really respect about Black Rifle is they're putting real people on camera talking about real things. And, the upshot is, hey, this is who I am. This is what I've been through. And then these are the things that I've taken to make me successful going forward. And what's going to make Black Rifle successful are the things I'm bringing. So I wanted to mirror that, because I respect that approach so much. It's not about, hey, this is me and let me sell you this, that, and the other thing. It's, hey, this is me. These are some of the things that I've learned in my life. And these are some of the good things I've taken away to help me achieve my goals and what I'm focusing on for the next set of goals. And
Right.
I think that's very, very impactful
Yeah.
because people, I think, really want to do business with people they know and respect and that share similar values. And man, just be yourself out there.
Yeah.
So it's not
Exactly.
easy. It's definitely not easy, but I think in the long run, it garners you more business, and it certainly garners you deeper relationships. And that's what I do in real estate. It's not necessarily about transaction after transaction after transaction. It's about impacting people's lives and then staying in touch with them after the transaction is done, because now you're part of their life. You were afforded a great opportunity to be a part of probably one of the most important purchases in their lives. And that's a
Absolutely.
big thing. That is a
Yeah.
big thing.
Yep,
So,
absolutely, dude. I love it. And you can hear the passion coming through. And really, with what I like about you when we talk about real estate, is you're not the used car salesman realtor that you see out there. You're not in the face. You're actually looking to help these people out, and you can
right.
tell you're passionate about it, and I absolutely love that. So I think people will really feed off that. I think it'll be beneficial to you because I think you're not a selfish person whatsoever. I truly feel, even with what you're doing with the VRV, with making connections through all that, I could just see you blowing up down there. So
Well, I'm
yeah,
hopeful. I mean, it's just, being older, if I was in my 20s, it'd be all about me and me. But I'll tell you, the military really pounds that out of
yeah,
people, because it's, you go in and you may not have any concept of what you're signing up for, but you quickly realize that this is actual service to
right,
something greater than you. And you start having to put
yeah,
all of your personal desires and goals to the side because you're
right,
serving something, and
right,
that then becomes part of who you are. So out here, man, it's it makes me feel so good to continue to be of service instead of
right,
trying to sell someone. I want to be of service, and I've only been doing this just over a year. So there's people that have been doing this for many years, and they know so much more. So every day I'm meeting someone, I'm learning. But
yeah,
my end goal is to find the answers that they're seeking, because the last thing I ever want is for someone who's relying on me to help them make a very important decision, give them some bad information, and then they
yeah,
base a decision off that, and then, man, that ruins my reputation, that ruins my relationship with them, and that's not what I'm after.
yeah.
It's trying to educate people in the process so that when I leave and they're done, they are now smarter and they can educate more, and they think of me when they're doing that because I helped them. I provided that value and that knowledge to them. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my end objective.
No, and you had kind of mentioned on like going through boot and how it kind of breaks you down, builds you up, but also one of the things, the camaraderie and teamwork that it instills within you
Yeah.
with everybody, and I when you had mentioned with getting a vendor list together and obviously with the VRV thing together, man, I think you could have a big force of veterans behind you, like willing to help out with, actually, just like this morning I put out Mavericks, and they're a bunch of general contractors down here in Colorado Springs, and it's Mavericks, MAV, and it's multi-able veterans. So
Oh
they're
wow.
all these guys, and it's great hearing their stories and talking to these guys, because they really provide training and help for a lot of veterans that kind of get shunned away a bit. But
Yeah.
it's still a lot of these veterans getting together and supporting each other. And so hopefully growing your vendor list with the veteran force behind it is awesome. Because I've told people so many times, those veterans that are out there, every time I've got a veteran that's out there going towards a job or whatever, they're going to be on time, the work's going to be honest, and they're
Right.
they're putting their heart and soul into everything. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm so behind every single person that's within the VRV, and I'm looking at, whatever we can help out with any other people, and growing the community like where you are, where I've got such a great representative like you that totally, man, gets it. I guess I don't know what the other word is, but you've got it. So
Well,
having your
yeah,
passion down
I'm
there, and
excited. I'm excited to
yeah,
see what comes of it. And the other good thing is, yeah, we're going to have our local vendor list, but the great thing is this thing's national. So you've got guys in other states
international,
being able to make things and then send them down. Like, you have access to so much more than just what's in your local area, and that's
right,
very appealing. Very appealing. Like
right,
Caltex, even though he's not here yet, I mean, his
mm-hmm,
his products are just impeccable. So
yeah.
yeah, having the ability to reach out to him wherever he's at currently and get a hold of him and then get his stuff down here. I mean, that's huge. That's
And
absolutely huge.
and Adrian's one of those guys, and that's what I love about this too, is Adrian's one of those guys where, say, if you sent something up to him or said, hey, can you do this? he's going to be on, if he isn't able to handle it either because of his workload currently or just something he doesn't do, he's one of those ones to reach out to the other woodworkers and be like, hey, this is what Brandon sent me, but I can't really get it. Hey, can you help me out? And so that's the kind of community that we're building here that are support where they might be competitors on the outside or anything like that through like our network that's growing here. It's just been so supportive. So it's sweet.
Well, that's good. That's a good point because I've done that. I've had people in real estate. There's so many things that you can do. You can get into multifamily investing, flipping, all kinds of things, right? I'm so new. I only know a very small aspect of this, but I've had folks who are interested in certain areas that, listen, I'm not the expert, but I've had an opportunity to run into some great agents who I really respect, and they've built their business doing certain things like buying properties and flipping them, fixing them up, whatever it may be. So when people come to me talking about, hey, I want to do this, well, listen, I'm still trying to figure this out. But I know a great guy, and I send him over, and to do that with veterans, I mean, man, that'd be awesome.
And people appreciate that, and they really be like, hey, this Brandon, he helped us out with going that. It goes a long way. So I'm a firm believer in the whole karma and helping each other out. So it's great. But speaking of your real estate, what's the best way to contact you? Because I got to throw some contact information up here. So if people are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, what's
my best way right now is through my Facebook or my Instagram. You can look me up. It's Brandon Waller at kw.com is my email address. However, that's changing. I met some great folks, and we decided, had a meeting of the minds, decided how we wanted to build our business. So we've gotten into business together and formed a company. And that's coming. I don't want to put it out there yet because I think if anyone were to go to the site, it would be a coming soon. I don't want that, but that's coming. And once that pops officially, I got a great marketing director working on all this for me. I mean, she's nailing it. So once it's all there and ready to be presented, then, it'll be a company that you're reaching out to. But
I got to chime in real quick because he sent me some previews of this stuff of what he's working on, and it's great. Like it's going to be awesome, dude. I'm so excited for you to be putting.
You talking about the video, like the Who We Are video?
Yeah, when you're blowing up all these people.
Yeah. So the point of that is, as you and I have spoken about, there's a stigma out there, and I experienced it as I got out and was doing the traditional, hey, you, this is me. I want to come apply for a job. And, once they found out I was a veteran, it was two questions. It was always two questions. Have I been deployed, and do I have PTSD? That's all I ever got. And I was like, there's more to me than that. There's more to veterans than that. So I want to get past all the negative stereotypes of veterans, because there's so much that veterans can bring. And I know it's a struggle. It was a struggle for me, and about 6-7 months after getting out, because you spend all that time in there not really getting a chance to learn anything about yourself, because you're always doing what you're told, thinking what you're supposed, you're told to think, being who you're supposed to be for someone else. And so to get out of that and to find yourself, man, it's a scary thing. But once you come out on the other side and you realize who you are, I mean, it's so powerful. So I want to get out there and, have folks learn the good stuff about what we have and what we're about and what we can provide.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And once again, I keep stressing the Facebook group, but really, Brandon, obviously people are getting a feel for you. And if you're a vet that's just getting out, or you're active duty and you're getting out and you don't really have too much direction, that's what we're all about. Come and jump in the Facebook group. Come down to the social when we formally announce the date. Because right now we're looking at like in May, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna hammer out the date, and once we get it hammered out, then we'll publicize that date, and we'll get events set up for it. But we're projecting May. I'm not trying to rush him. I'm just grateful that he's allowing us the opportunity to get out
that's
there
great.
And share with him, his grand opening. But it's all on his timetable. So he's projecting May. That's what we're going to shoot for.
Yeah. So and hopefully if these guys getting out, they can go over and talk to these veteran businesses and who knows if they're hiring, or if they can, whatever pointers they can direct them in, so they're not. So I know you and me, we could probably share stories of when we got out and where we wasted our money or where we wasted our time with you, but you don't know your direction you're going. So it's crazy. Even this 6 months ago, I mean, we just started this bad boy, and it was probably 10 months 10 months total, I had no idea about that this was going to be going on. So it's nuts. So, but anyways, I interrupted you still. Phone number, contact for you. Do you want to throw that out there?
My phone number. Yes, I just got the company phone number and I got a VRV phone number, but
oh yeah,
we're gonna have to edit that in later because I don't remember off the top of my head. I got a great service, a phone service, man. There's so many things out there for folks that are small business owners that you don't have to pay an arm and a leg to get everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things, but I just set all this stuff up, so yeah, I'm not gonna give out my personal cell phone number yet.
You bomb me with so much stuff. You're like, oh, by the way, there's this service, there's this service, there's this service.
Yeah.
So I'm still researching that stuff because he brought up a good point with him being a chapter president down there and obviously doing with real estate. I don't want to be destroying you with phone calls nonstop. So we gotta set up something where it's direct for the VRV and
Yeah.
Brandon's obviously thank you for all that because there's a lot of people that don't know that information that you were telling me either. So
yeah, and it's good to see like with this app or this service. So if someone calls and it all runs through my phone. So if someone's calling the VRV number for Dallas, I'll see that that's the VRV number picking up, and then I've got answering or messages specific to that. And then if it's real estate related, I'll see that that's real estate. So it helps me kind of prioritize because the last thing I want to do is be with a client and then all of a sudden they feel like they're not the priority. So I've got to be able to prioritize, and we all work off our phones, man. So that's why this is such a benefit.
Absolutely. Well, right on. Well, we'll throw that up later because we still, I still need to advertise you officially through our social media and all that stuff. So hopefully next week, maybe we'll see. We'll play that on ear or by ear. But anyways, anything else you want to say? Because I think we covered
no, man, I'm appreciative of the opportunity, and I really believe in what you're doing and what we're going to do with it here. And I mean, this is just exciting. This is what I'm learning is there's so much possibility out here about how you want to build your life and how you want to live your life. And this is just another avenue for me to get out there and express myself and show appreciation. So for me, it was an easy fit and an easy decision.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, after the first day we talked, I was like, you've got it, man. So I'm so grateful that you're wanting to take up the VRV down there where you're at because you're just perfect candidate for it down there. Same with my other guys in the other chapters, and I got to get those guys going in the other chapters, get them some video time too. But I appreciate everything, and I look forward to meeting you face to face down there. Excited to see you grow. If you're down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, look up Brandon. Help you out with real estate, and hit him up, and hopefully we'll be at the VRV socials. And if you got any questions or just want a veteran to talk to, I think you'll be all right with that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever people want to talk about, man, listen, my job is to listen. It's that's something I do. So I just listen. And if I can interject any words of wisdom, man, I'm more than happy to do it. But usually people figure out their own situations themselves. They just need someone to listen to them. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I go on about that stuff too with veterans in need, but that'll be a whole nother topic. So anyways, hopefully we can get pull the veteran community and get a bunch of people out here to support the Patriotic Pig and supporting you with what you're doing. And obviously I'd love to be down. Hopefully we can get a date good too where I can get down there because I want to come down and support you guys. And so thank you for everything. And man, until next time, I'd love to shoot another video. Well, hopefully we can just do a live gig down there in Dallas sometime.
Absolutely. So, I think we'll do one before that just to announce the release of our company,
yes,
the official release. So yeah, that'll be good too. And then you can meet hopefully some of my partners. It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So look for Brandon soon on our Facebook. If this video doesn't come out before then or whatever, when we push him out on social media, be sure to follow him and hit him up with any real estate questions. So I'm gonna stop recording here in a second. So you're all good with everything?
I'm good, brother.
Thanks again, man, and look forward to doing more with you soon. All right, take care, brother.